Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Nathan Corneliuson, otherwise known as Fioko the Leader.
And Skyros Dragon. Are you? So I have a few questions, Nate. We're probably not going to put this up. How are we sure that it's recording?
Okay, if you don't know, I set my phone up to do a voice thing. Fine, you want me to check?
I want you to check.
Yes, it's been recording for the last 30 seconds.
Good.
You know what? I'm not even cutting this out.
There's no way to tell.
I know. Okay, so
Just hold like paper.
today we are...
I don't know how paper would help you. Just press the button. Anyway, moving on.
a paper to push the record button. We digress.
No, I was gonna say it should have a paper, and this is how it went through in my head. Because I know now that it was a horrible idea, but in my head, the phone would hold out a piece of paper when it was recording, and that has the words recording on it. And when it's not recording, it hold out like a different piece of paper that says not recording. I don't know why. That's just what I thought would happen.
Okay, anyway, getting on to the actual subject at hand. Today we are talking about our encounters with video game glitches.
Would you like to explain how we decided this topic?
So, earlier I was just like, hey, we should record a video today. And then he was just like, okay, what are we going to make a video about? And I was just like, I don't know. And so we're playing the competition mode in Sonic Mania for Switch. And we play Hydro City, not Hydrocity, Act 2.
Picky about that, aren't you?
And so we're both playing as Sonic. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it worked consistently both times we played the stage.
One of them was was EXE.
Stop it.
That's how it was.
So we had played the stage. It started normally, you know, like 3, 2, 1, go!
You put a lot of emotion into that go.
Well, that's how the announcer says it. And so, you know, the level starts playing normally, and then we get into the water. So we're chilling in the water, everything's fine, everything's cool. The drowning music starts playing.
5 feet apart because I'm not gay. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll let you finish your story.
So the drowning music starts playing, and so we grab an air bubble, and the drowning music resets. And so the other one of us grabs the air bubble. The music resets again. Only this time, neither of us are drowning. And so the music ends, neither of us drown, and the entire stage, nothing. Like, there were still sound effects. There was no music. Except for when we would get another time where we were about to drown.
Yeah, or just if we grabbed another air bubble in general.
Oh yeah, even if we weren't drowning, if we grabbed another air bubble, the drowning music would reset
They're cursed.
and play again.
Cursed, I tell you.
And so we had spent about 3.5 minutes in that stage feeling very uncomfortable. I did my best to never step foot in the water again.
Yeah, just go top route. Just the bottom route's cursed.
Yep. Needless to say, I won most of the matches, but
Hey,
that doesn't.
shut up.
That's not important.
What do you mean, needless to say? It's needless to say, I'm pretty bad at Sonic Mania, but
and I 100%ed it multiple times, and I will 100% it even more for the internet once I get a recording. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, our encounters with video game glitches. Me, personally, I could go on for hours about this, so I'm gonna let him start.
Alrighty. To start off, I'd like to go back to the NES.
Oh,
I have
boy.
a lot of games on the NES.
I think that machine's existence is a glitch unto itself.
So many glitches in that game. But I could talk about Dudes with Attitude, because I do own Dudes with Attitude. I own a physical copy of it.
We didn't talk about which games we were going to talk about, by the way. This is just spur of the moment.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I've told you about this already, but I have this Sesame Street game for the NES.
Is that the one with the super compressed voice clips?
No.
Oh.
It's a different one that I'd rather forget about. But, no, and it's like Elmo's Carnival, I think.
Oh,
but it's this other Sesame Street game. But there was this mini game. It was just a bunch of, mini games to teach small kids the alphabet, because the video games are the best way to do that then and now. But essentially, there was this mini game where you had to connect letters of the alphabet in these pipes to make words to get from the start to the finish. Mm-hmm. However, when I turned on that game and my sister was with me, we were both laughing at Sesame Street because the game was really bad and it was hilarious.
Can we get her on the phone to testify?
But anyway, we were just playing, and the music started to distort, as NES games do a lot. But like, this is gonna sound like a generic creepypasta, and that's kind of what it was.
Was that your phone?
No, my phone didn't make a noise. I think it's on silent. No,
my phone's on silent. It has to be. We'll check it after the video.
I'll check it afterwards. I didn't feel a vibration on my pocket only. Anyway, so the music started to distort, like an old NES game. And then, sometimes in old NES games, the pixels will shift and they'll get all changed and stuff, and ones and zeros start to happen.
Like, basically, this happened to the Game Grumps with DuckTales, so just watch their DuckTales.
Yeah. But, anyway, this glitch was kind of spooky, and it actually did make me lose a little bit of sleep at night, because this game, not Fozzie Bear, there's like a bear character, I think, and the bear character was organizing, like telling you the instructions and stuff. I don't know why I said Fozzie, he's a Muppet. But
you absolute Muppet.
But anyway, this character's face split into a bunch of different parts and was scattered all over the map. Just, it happened sudden. And then, since red was the most prominent color on this game, the pipes were made out of red. Then the red also started to spread everywhere.
Snuffleupagus? Is that his name?
Yes, I think so.
Cool.
But yeah, so you just see this bear's face everywhere with red everywhere else. It was late at night, which is why we were playing old NES games. It's the only time you can physically do that without wanting to kill yourself. But
that explains most of your gaming habits, actually.
But yeah, so this glitch was kind of spooky just because this distorted bear face was all over in front of distorted music with distorted red pixels everywhere on a Sesame Street game. So we weren't expecting this at all.
Hyper-realistic blood. It happened in 28.7 stopwatches. Here, you talk about another glitch while I go grab some visual aids.
Mega Man. Okay.
Oh boy.
Another NES game, Mega Man 5, I believe, one that I have for the NES. I was just playing through, like normal. Sometimes when I feel like I want to go through a challenge, I just play Mega Man because those games are pretty hard. So I got Mega Man and I was going through it, and I think it was Snake Man stage. Five had Snake Man, right?
Huh? No, that was 3.
3?
Yeah.
I was playing 3 then, because I remember it was Snake Man stage that this happened. But another NES glitch, a lot of NES glitches are similar, but the pixels started to distort. It got to the point where the entire ground was red, another generic creepypasta, but the entire ground was red, all the snakes turned red. Mega Man was like a deep orange, I think.
Oh, jeez.
A really bad look on Mega Man, I gotta say. But it was deep orange, and every single time he got hit, it would make this extremely high-pitched, like noise, but a lot higher pitched than that because I'm a bass. But it was an extremely high-pitched squealing noise every single time that Mega Man got hit. And then when I died, I was doing my best not to die because I didn't know if he got hit, then what happens if he dies. But when he died, because I inevitably died, I'm really bad at Mega Man, that noise started, but at a lower frequency, and then just kept going, and the pixels started to distort a bit more, until eventually I just turned the game off and then turned it back on, and then it froze. But yeah, everything was red, and high-pitched squealing noises were hurting my ears. And that was another glitch that happened to me on the NES, because the NES just loves to give children nightmares every once in a while.
I have a few more games that aren't just NES, so...
Please tell me that you don't have Lego Batman on that list.
Oh, I completely forgot. Okay, you're gonna have to talk a bit more while I go grab that one.
What other glitches have I encountered? There was the one time I was playing Banjo-Kazooie and just made the entire map disappear.
Whoops.
Then there was another time. It was with Rayquaza Major Oblivion Blade, but we were playing
Just call
FNAF.
him
Abe. But we were playing FNAF 3, and he just made Springtrap disappear. He wasn't there. It was night 3, and I don't know what we did, but Springtrap just disappeared.
All right.
Couldn't find him.
So now we're moving on to my glitches. So Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. So this game is very, not very well programmed. There was one time where I was just playing. Who was it? I think it was Amy. I had died on. What's the carnival stage? Twinkle Park. I had died on Twinkle Park, and I had respawned in the Room of Mirrors, or right before the Room of Mirrors, and I fell through the floor, and I lost another life. And then Zero, the robot who was chasing you, had spawned in like he was going to for if I had actually ran past his spawn point for that, and he was just standing there. And then the game went back to normal after I ran past the frozen Zero, and then he actually jumped down from the ceiling like he's supposed to do. Sonic Adventure 2. So, once again, this game is kinda glitchy. I have had one instance where I drill dived as Knuckles from, I think it was the top of Meteor Herd, and when I had gotten to the bottom, or not the very bottom because the surface down there isn't diggable, but it was the lowest diggable surface. I had drill dived all the way down there, and I got stuck. So I had to reset the stage. Luckily, I hadn't found any emeralds, so I wasn't really mad. So, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 is the next game I'm going to talk about. And so, this game has some pretty funky controls. It's got some weird camera
I
issues.
don't think I played 2.
No, you and I have played 3.
We played 3 a lot.
We played 3 so much.
It's a good game.
It is so good. But in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, there were 3 times in the hard story mode where the enemy had dashed to me while I was like flying down, and it only happened like 3 times in the like 500 plus fights I've had, so that's actually pretty good all things considered. But I had flown straight down. He flew like towards me, and he got stuck on my head. I couldn't hit him, he couldn't hit me. He was just kind of stuck on top of my head. Sonic Unleashed for PS3. So, this might just be my PS3, but there have been times where stages have not loaded at all. Like, this isn't just for Sonic Unleashed. God of War 3
I cannot get to run on my PS3, like, the specific copy that I own. Like, I borrowed a friend's copy and it works fine, but for some reason, like, and this one, it doesn't happen all the time. Like, I'll load a certain level and then sometimes it'll be slow to load, and, like, things will be popping in as I'm running into them. But for God of War 3, which I can't find, oh, never mind. I know where it is, it's just, I don't want to get into it. But, it just doesn't work for me.
I think that's cheating.
This is a glitch in itself.
I think.
Moving on.
I was gonna say, I think using that game.
This is a glitch in itself. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. So, this game, I have fallen through the floor multiple times. Like, I have been flying to grab a Z coin, like, when I'm playing the Planet Namek stage.
Sagas, I forgot about that.
I have fallen through the stage multiple times. And there was one time where I was playing the Dr. Gero stage, the one, Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think it's called. Probably not, because there's a Super Saiyan Goku stage. Basically, it's the first stage where you get to play as Super Saiyan Vegeta, and you have to fight Dr. Gero while Android 19 shoots eye lasers at Goku. Is it Android 19 or Android 20? No. Android 20 is Dr. Gero.
Yeah,
Android 19 is the fat Chaozu looking one.
I think you would know more about this than I would. I've seen
5 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Most of my knowledge of Dragon Ball came from the abridged series.
So
there you go.
So I beat Dr. Gero. The cutscene plays, but the rock that's supposed to lead to the rest of the stage didn't break. And I couldn't break it. So I had to restart. So I fight the boss again. And then another glitch happens halfway through where enemies pop out of this little portal thing. Or this little, not portal, it's like a thing that opens up. And so I knock some enemies out of the thing by throwing key blasts at them. And then they fall through there. So I was just like, well, crap, I hope I don't have to beat every enemy to progress. And then just to solidify my fear of that hopefully not being the case, which I believe it was, and that made me angry because I had replayed the stage again.
Yeah.
But I had punched another enemy into the wall. On the same playthrough where I had hit an enemy through the floor. And so I had to restart that stage. And so I eventually got to the end. I have 100%ed that game, and when my save file got deleted, I 100%ed it again. And then when I got a second Xbox, I 100%ed it again.
It sounds like you like that game.
I hate it, but my completionist pride will not allow me. Because I've already 100% completed it before, why not do it again? Oh wait, and when I get a console recorder, I'm gonna have to do it again for YouTube!
You don't have to.
Lego Batman. I have good memories about this game.
It's a glitch in itself, for the most part.
So when I was playing this on the Wii as a kid, I didn't really understand the whole, oh, these games are cheaply made. I don't think it's cheaply made per se, it's just glitchy. So I have the Xbox 360 version. And so I'm playing with my friend Eric. He was in the Bean Boozled video. He's the guy that we used to call Kevin, which we completely gave up on. Oh, wow. You haven't seen our Bean Boozled? Wow, our own members don't even watch our videos. That's sad.
I've been busy.
Okay, so I picked this up with Eric, and so it was just like, we got through the Clayface missions, we got to the Mr. Freeze missions. The game started running at 15 frames per second, and at one point there was supposed to be a little spawn thing that gives us the glide suit for Batman, and the thing spawned. It started pulling up the glide suit, and then broke. Like, you know, like destructible objects in Lego games.
Yeah, they just break. Yeah.
It did that. We didn't throw anything at it. Those things aren't supposed to be breakable. But it just broke. So we just stopped playing. Because we also had a bunch of other random glitches where, like, I believe Eric was playing Robin. He kept falling through the floor on the second Clayface mission, and during the Penguin mission. On the Penguin mission, we had both grappled onto one of the armored cars that you're supposed to drive around.
Mm-hmm.
And the game had hooked us. And then it killed us. And then we respawned. And it hooked us automatically. And then it killed us. And then it hooked us automatically. And then we restarted the stage. And then, needless to say, I was the one who drove around, hooking on to the different things. But you know, I still haven't 100% completed it.
You don't need to.
I do need to. It's a Lego game. It's really easy to. The first game I ever 100% completed was Lego Star Wars 2. I 100% completed this on the Wii. I'm going to 100% complete this one of these days. But I digress. Do you have any more glitches you want to talk about?
I do. I've been thinking about this one for a while. So, my dad and I used to always play this game, Star Wars Empire at War. And now, it's a really well-made game. It has some glitches, like, one of the goals for victory is that the leader of the faction, either Palpatine or Mon Mothma, if they die, then that faction automatically loses. So, every once in a while, the pilot of the transport of Mon Mothma or Palpatine is really stupid and will fly to a pirate planet when you want them to go to an allied force because it's the faster route. Now, if you know Empire at War, you know that when you move a unit to another planet, that starts a fight. And pirate planets are always auto battles when you're playing multiplayer. So, that means when you send Palpatine or Mon Mothma to a pirate planet, they die. And you automatically lose. Now, that's why you don't send them to pirate planets. But
Is that the glitch?
no, that's not a glitch. But here's one of the glitches. I have a few.
Oh boy.
Here's one of the glitches, is that sometimes the pilot of the, the transport that Mon Mothma or Palpatine is in will say, hey, it's faster if I go through this pirate planet. So they do. And kill your leader, and so you lose. Then the other person gets to laugh at you and mock you because you sent your leader to a pirate planet. No, it wasn't your fault. It was a stupid pilot that you hired and should have fired a long time ago, Jerry. But
I think that's just bad AI.
a little bit. The AI, there's so much I could talk about the AI, but that's completely separate videos. Anyway, there's an expansion to Empire War. It's Forces of Corruption. Now, Forces of Corruption has this group, this faction that the company made, so of course they're going to make them better than everybody else. The rebels are so underpowered in that game. But I play them anyway, because I love them. But the Zon Consortium is what they're called. They have the best ships in the game. They have the best ground units in the game. However, everything's expensive, but they get enough money so that doesn't even matter. Even their space station has a glitch that makes it stupid overpowered. You can get, I can't remember what it's called, it's just a giant laser on the top of the space station that in 4 hits can take down a Mon Calamari cruiser. But it has such a long recharge time and it's so easy to kill, it's not even defended by the shield. However, I found out that if you spam the button to fire the cannon, that it'll shoot as many things as you clicked the button with no recharge time, and even after it gets blown up, it'll shoot them all. So, what happens is anytime somebody attacks my space station, I spam the button, and then I say, go! And then the space station destroys everything with rapid-fire plasma cannons.
Oh dear.
It takes down the Empire gets a Superstar Destroyer. It takes that down within a minute.
Oh, is that all the glitches you had? Okay, one more.
There's one other, but it's minimal. There's a glitch with one of the other Sonic Consortium characters. I don't think they intended to have this, but one of the characters has this ability to make them go invisible, stealthy. That's what the Sonic Consortium is about. Multiple of them have it, but there's this one bird guy that can go into perma-stealth and one-shot buildings. He's a ground unit. If you put him in space, he just goes into a transport and dies. But on ground, he can solo planets, which should not be a thing. The only thing that can really kill him is TIE Maulers, but TIE Maulers can kill Obi-Wan easily, so that's really not that big of a surprise. However, when you set him on the ground, and you go and attack a building, if you attack the building and then make him go invisible, and then attack it again, and then make him go invisible again, you had to do it twice, then he'll become permanently invisible. So the enemy cannot target him, they cannot attack him, the only thing that can kill him is an explosion from a TIE Mauler. But he can still attack things.
Fair and balanced game.
Exactly. And so what I'll do when I'm playing against my friend who doesn't understand this glitch, or doesn't know that it exists, is I just send that guy on the planet, he'll be like, you're never going to take it with this one unit. I have TIE Maulers like the tickets. I'll be like, it doesn't matter. Don't matter. Because he's never going to make his TIE Maulers blow themselves up.
Sit down, son. I got this.
So I send this one unit in, and he takes the entire planet on his own. Because the glitch works so well. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's what I got for that game.
Alright, to close out the video, I'm going to talk about Crash Twinsanity. Now, I love that game, but like another game, it was rushed, and there were things that they wanted to implement that they couldn't. And there are things that they should have polished, but they didn't have the time to. One of those things being the arena to enter the Uka Uka boss fight. So, what happened was, I was playing, I threw Cortex into the ice to break it and release Uka Uka. The cutscene plays, and I didn't spawn into the boss room. I was still outside. So the camera was out there, and Uka Uka's trying to throw snowballs at me. And then I walk out, because I'm trying to figure out where I am. I walk out of bounds, and the game kills me. And then I have to sit through cutscene again. And then Cortex was set to spawn where Crash was. So he spawned out there this time. Needless to say, I was so confused on why Cortex started out there for the first time, and I couldn't control him. And then Crash was out there, but I didn't know how to fight him. Or I had forgotten, because this was on my third playthrough, because I had beaten the game. I still have not 100% completed it to this day, because there are some gems that... Humilis skates, slip slide ice capades, I hate it.
You're gonna go insane one of these days. When you find a game that is so hard that you can't 100% it.
I know, but it just taunts me because I'm at 98%.
At least it's not 99.
I used to have the 98% save file, but then I was an idiot and saved over it with an 87% save. But that's fine, because that's all the time we have for this video. Alright, this has been Nathan Cornelius, and otherwise known as Fiocco the Leader.
And Skylar's the